wisdom one must observe. A very good evening to the esteemed guests and faculties present here. The Department of Accounting and Finance at SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Ramapuram, is pleased to present a comprehensive national level 3-week research methodology course. This course is meticulously designed to provide participants with essential knowledge and skills in research techniques, empowering them to conduct high quality academic and industry oriented research. The program targets academics, research scholars, professionals, and students who aspire to enhance their research capabilities in the field of finance, accounting, and allied disciplines. Let's commence this session with Tamil Thai Walter. I request everyone present here to switch off their cameras and microphones. Thank you.
Yes, ma. You read the welcome address. You read.
I welcome I welcome Chitra Dean Dr. Sundar Sir and Dr. Dilipan Sir and Chief Guest for today Dr. Alvin David Sir. Now I request Dr. Alvin.
Okay. Good evening, one and all. I'm very honored and privileged to read the today's resource person profile, Dr. Amlin David Sir. He is presently working as an assistant professor in the St. Gitt's College of Engineering. He has been coordinating with the various projects and developing strategies to attract customers, and he is responsible for achieving sales targets, reporting to the top level management regarding the strategies to achieve the goals, and organizing the events. He has handled various subjects to mention few: business environment, HR, corporate finance, advertising, and sales promotion. His achievements are as follows. He has delivered in 11 conferences, including national and international conferences in India and abroad. He has published 3 articles in Scopus indexed journals, published 1 book chapter, and 1 article accepted in Web of Science indexed journal. He has delivered presentation as a guest speaker at Yuvakshetra Institute, Palakkad on entrepreneurship in the year 2019. He has received exemplary services certificate from Karunya University as a TRA and research assistant. He has conducted various workshops for the faculty members at Karunya School of Management, Karunya University, on the topic Mentoring Nuances in the year 2024. He has received the Best Paper Award for KRPCon 24 International Conference on Charting New Frontiers of Business Agility, Digital Disruption and Sustainable Development and Entrepreneurial Turnaround in the year 2024. He has headed Student Relations Center at Karunya University. He has volunteered at Reach Worldwide, which is an NGO. He was a co-founder of Valithail Homestay, and he is a member of Kerala Management Association. And his key skills are in field sales, corporate event management, social media planning, training and development, negotiation, communication, project management, channel management, and leadership. So we are very happy to be as a chief guest for the today's session. I will hand over the session to the today's chief guest. The stage is yours, sir. Over to you.
Thank you, ma'am, for the welcome address. I was really honored. I would like to, first of all, thank the management of SRM for giving me an opportunity to take a session regarding how to write and publish a good research paper. So when we talk about the contents, these are some of the contents that I'll be covering during this particular session. That is identifying a proper journal, preparation of the research article, submission process, peer review process, post acceptance process, and promoting a published work. I'll also be covering a small coverage regarding the topic on research methodology also. When we talk about identification of a good journal for the academic needs, we usually focus on Scopus Index journals, UGC CARE, as well as ABDC journals. And when we talk regarding the scope of a journal, first of all, if we decide to publish an article in a reputed journal, we need to identify whether there is a coverage for that particular journal regarding the contents that you are planning to publish in that particular journal. If it's related to marketing, you need to search regarding a marketing journal. For example, uh, like Journal of Market, Indian Journal of Marketing is one of a prominent marketing journal. Like that, there are n number of journals, and in case of management journals like International Journal of Management or International Journal of Information System or International Journal of Management and Hospitality, these are some of the highly indexed journals in these categories and all. And we can also check the ranking of these journals in various websites. And in case of Scopus and all, we can actually use a website called skymago.com to check the journal rank and things like that. And you can also go to scopus.com to check whether that particular journal is still existing in the Scopus website. When we talk about Scopus, we can see they actually update their website every 1 year. Sometimes we can see some of the journals which were already there in that particular journal might be non-existent in the current year, because they actually do a continuous scrutiny regarding all journals regarding the quality of the articles that are being published in these journals and all. And uh, and next is regarding guidelines and tips. And when we talk about guidelines and tips, we can see every journal they'll be having a set of guidelines that we need to follow. For example, many journals insist that you need to have a plagiarism level of less than 10 percentage. And there are many other guidelines like that. For example, you need to also give a letter of undertaking stating that uh, you are ready to publish this particular article in that particular journal. And the next thing that you need to consider is regarding the impact factor as well as reputation. And when we talk about the impact factor reputation, there are also several websites through which we can actually check regarding the impact factor. But there are some journals actually which actually do mention regarding the impact factor at a very high rate. But these journals, we cannot trust those journals completely. But we need to check. cross verify with scopus.com as well as the Elsevier website, through which you will be able to understand whether that kind of citation is already there. And the next thing is regarding reputation. There are different kinds of journals are there. As you know, we are having Scopus journals are there. Then we are having Web of Science journals are there. Then we are also having ABDC as well as UGCCare journals. So we need to have some kind of impact with our research, but for giving a certain impact to the society, we need to make sure that we are publishing the article in a high quality journal, whether it be Scopus or whether it be a Science Direct or whether it be a Web of Science or ABDC. Let it be anything, whatever we do, there should be some sort of benefit that is being given to the society or even fellow researchers as well as faculty members, because we are all researchers and we are all trying to find solutions for human problems. So we need to make sure regarding the reputation of the journal as well. And when we talk about preparation of a research article, the first and foremost thing is regarding originality of the research paper. And when we talk about the originality, we need to make sure that our contents are not copied and we are writing the contents in the most ethical manner. And there are also several websites which actually even help you to check the plagiarism levels. For example, mostly almost all the universities are using websites such as Turnitin and all in order to check the plagiarism levels. And even for checking AI also, AI content also, there are several websites that that is already available, which are even free and some of which are actually paid, which I'll be telling on the later part of the session. Next is regarding formatting guidelines. And as I said to you, there are certain guidelines for each and every journal. We cannot follow the same style of formatting in every journal. And every journal is having its own set of guidelines that we need to follow. Sometimes we can see they'll be having a double column uh, type of formatting system. Sometimes they'll be having only a single style type of formatting, and we need to also check regarding their fonts. What is the kind of font that these journals are using? So, next is regarding use of academic language. And when we talk about the use of academic language, for example, you can actually use a kind of citation. For example, this particular researcher said in the year 2023 that so and so and all, and it was followed by this particular author. And for whatever thing that we do, we need to provide an evidence that somebody has actually referred these things. And for example, if you want to argue on certain findings of a certain person, you must actually check. You can actually argue with certain justifications from other researchers and many other contents as well. The last is regarding plagiarism. As I said, there are many websites in order to check, like free websites are there as well as paid websites are there. When we talk about free websites, there are websites such as Dupli Checker, then there are plagiarismchecker.com, then we are also having a paid website such as Turnitin, etc., which is being provided by many universities across the country. Finally, when we come regarding the submission process, whatever article we are planning to submit, make sure that you visit the website of that particular journal and you need to create an account, and you can actually even go through the kind of articles that these journals are publishing. And from from the things that you view, you will be able to understand whether you can go ahead and publish your article in this particular website, and you will also get some sort of idea regarding the kinds of methodology and all these things that are being followed by other researchers to publish their articles in this particular website. And when we talk about documents to upload, we need to upload the our manuscript as well as the undertaking letter together in the website, whether it be Scopus or whether it be UGC. Sometimes they may even ask you to mail them, and sometimes they will even ask you to upload in the website directly. And when we talk about keywords, we need to use words that actually catch a proper attention of the target audience. And for example, if you are planning to write regarding digital marketing, your target audience can be people who are working in digital marketing field, or people who are researching in digital marketing field, or sometimes even let it be, sometimes it can be even faculties who are working in digital marketing field. So use of proper keywords for each and every article is also important. You can use at least 5 to 6 keywords at least minimum. Next is regarding peer review process. When we talk about peer review process, it's actually done by the editor to check whether our article is meeting the standards and is it within the scope of that particular journal. Sometimes we can see, even though when we submit the article, some editors, what they do is they never respond because they actually feel that that particular article is beyond their scope. So it's also one of the reason why many editors, they do not respond to any article that's being sent to them. And after that process, if that particular article is accepted, the that particular editor will be contacting you, and he'll be after that, we can see the peer review process will be happening. Sometimes we can see every journal will be having certain set of experts who will be checking the article, and sometimes we can see sometimes the journal editor itself tells us to refer few peers who will be reviewing your article. In that case, we also need to provide certain references of reputed academicians, so that they will be checking our articles and sending the proper review. And after the review is conducted by the expert panel, they'll be giving you certain suggestions, and the editor will be sending you the details regarding suggestions. Sometimes we can see certain articles take 1 month or 2 months, maybe even 3 months, or even 1 year, or even 6 months. There are even certain cases in which Scopus articles were published after 2 years also. So it depends on the type of journal, and many factors matter in that. And we need to incorporate all the corrections that are being given by the expert panel, and all needs to be done. And finally, we will be sending that particular article in whatever journal that we are targeting. And next is regarding acceptance. Once the editor is approving the acceptance after the comments by the evaluation panel, uh, that particular article will be finally published in the website, and the editor will also be sending you the certificate of publication. First he'll be sending you the acceptance letter saying that your particular article has been accepted by the panel, and it will be published after the corrections are being incorporated, after which he'll also be sending you a certificate of publication once that particular article is published. Next is regarding the post acceptance process. After that particular article is accepted, you need to they what they do is they actually do a proofing process. That is, they do a proofreading as well as copy editing. In the When we talk of proofreading, they actually try to make sure that there's a continuous source of interest that is there, and there will be no more errors. They actually try to make sure that your particular article is completely error free and is in line within the scope of that particular journal. Next is regarding indexing in Scopus. Normally, once an article is published in a particular website, within a month or so, your article will be immediately cited in the Scopus website. And you can actually check your name also in scopus.com. First of all, you need to create an account as well as ORCID number also, or ORCID ID also, you need to create in order for these. So you can actually search with your name, and they'll be showing you like how many articles are there in your name in Scopus website. Next is regarding promoting published work. And when we talk about promoting published work, there are many websites such as researchgate.com is there. Then we are having academia.edu. Then we are having LinkedIn process as well. And once our articles are being promoted in these academic platforms, we'll be getting n number of citations. So when we get these citations, it actually means that our article is being noticed by many researchers, and they are taking into account whatever we said in our research. So it is a Very good point, and you can actually use these data also will be asked for the MBA as well as NAC accreditation process. Next is yeah, so that's regarding citations. You can when we talk about ResearchGate, you can connect with n number of researchers in similar field as well as many other researchers from many other prominent universities in this particular platform called ResearchGate. So if you are a researcher, you make sure that you have an account in researchgate.com. And when we talk about academia.edu is also a very good platform in which you can actually showcase the researches that you have done. Next is regarding LinkedIn. And when we talk about LinkedIn, it's a professional network, and make sure that all the academicians have a LinkedIn profile, because whenever a recruiter he plans to recruit a particular individual nowadays, what they do is they directly go to a LinkedIn network and they check regarding all the details regarding you from this particular website. So we need to continuously make sure that we update our website now and then. And when we talk about some of the few additional tips that I can give is regarding choosing the right kind of journal. So when we decide regarding publishing a particular article, you need to understand many factors regarding the impact and many other things regarding impact factor as well as the citation process, whether they are indexed. All these things must be properly checked, and you can actually even take the help of fellow researchers as well as fellow academicians as well for kind of references and all. Next is regarding engaging with the peer review process. Uh, so you can actually engage with the peer reviewers as well regarding your research, and you can actually take the comments from them, and you can also uh, speak with your fellow researchers regarding your articles, and you can also take some comments which can be incorporated in your research before planning to publish these articles. Next, when we talk about plagiarism check website, there are n number of websites that are being used by many prominent universities. When we talk about Turnitin, it's a paid website in which you need to have an account, and you can actually check the whole thesis, reports, projects. All these things can be done through Turnitin, and it will be showcasing the results to you within 2 to 3 minutes, depending on the size of the report that you have uploaded in Turnitin website. Next is regarding there are also many other websites like duplichecker.com, but when we talk about duplichecker.com, the problem is the number of words that you can insert in this particular uh, platform will be limited as compared to Turnitin. And when we talk about checking the contents from AI, which is already there in your article, these websites can be used, such as originality.ai, then copyleaks.com, then quillbot.com is also a prominent website for detecting any sort of contents from AI. Then the plagiarism detector.net is also a website which is actually free. It can be used to check the plagiarism levels. These are some of the websites which we are using as of now. Other than these, there are also many other prominent websites also which can be used. And when we talk about journal list, the list can these are some of the prominent these are the websites through which you can actually understand whether your articles are there, and to check whether the journal is there in UGC Care or even Scopus or even in ABDC. So these websites can be used to check regarding the authenticity of the journal. Sometimes we can see some journal may claim that they are there in Scopus since 2019, but it's not necessary that they are there in the Scopus website as of now. So you can use the scopus.com, and you can put the name of the publisher or even name of the journal, and you can search it. So by using the name itself, they'll be displaying the results, and they'll be also showing the number of articles that are already published under this particular journal or this particular publisher, the scopus.com website. Next, I would like to speak a few contents regarding research methodology. And when we talk about research methodology, it's defined as a systematic method to resolve a particular research problem through data gathering using various techniques. So it's the exact definition regarding research methodology, and there's a difference between a research design as well as research methodology. And when we talk about research methodology approaches, we can see the researchers what they do is they actually use primary data as well as secondary data. And when we talk about primary data, that's the data that you collect using various questionnaires or surveys and these things. And when we talk about the secondary data is actually mostly used for finance researchers as well as many other medical researchers and all these things in order to come to a conclusion. Next is research. When we talk about research methodological approaches, the research methods lay the foundations for your research. So we need to stress mostly we need to focus more on the research methodology part, because this is the area where many researchers they actually fail to convince the experts whether your particular article is genuine or not, regarding the population or regarding sampling technique, regarding population size calculation and these things. And when we talk about quantitative approach, this particular approach seeks to identify and generalize the results from a sample of a target population, and it follows a structured data collection method. And when we talk about a qualitative and quantitative approaches, most of the researches are mostly conducted in quantitative as well as qualitative approaches as of now. And when we talk about management research, everyone knows, management research is mostly a descriptive method is used. And when we talk about a qualitative approach, the main aim of a qualitative approach, it aims to count the things in order to explain what is observed. So these researches are mostly based on engineering results and so on. And this method offers contextualization and interpretation of the data which is gathered. And this research method is subjective and requires a small number of carefully chosen respondents. So the respondents will be very few in qualitative approach. And there is also another approach called mixed approach. In that particular approach is a combination of both qualitative as well as a quantitative research, which I have not mentioned in this particular PowerPoint. And when we talk about writing a effective research methodology section, we need to first of all introduce your method of data collection or whatever, then establish a proper methodological connection, that is regarding the importance of objectives. These things can be clearly mentioned. Then you need to define your instrument. What is the kind of research instruments that you are using? Is it a survey, or is it an interview, or is it through a questionnaire process? All these things can be discussed in introducing your instrument. Next is regarding analysis. You can also tell regarding the analysis, then provide a proper background information, and you need to also discuss regarding the sampling methods. And when we talk about sampling methods, we can see we are having probability sampling methods as well as non-probability sampling methods. And under these two methods, there are n number of methods that are discussed. For example, stratified sampling is there. Then we are having clustered sampling method is there. Then, for example, in the case of non-probability sampling, we are having n number of sampling methods and under both. So you need to justify why you are choosing this particular sampling method. And the other thing is regarding addressing the limitation. And when we talk about addressing the limitation, what are the limitations that you are facing when you are publishing the particular article, and uh, limitations regarding what are the kinds of limitations that you face during the research process while you are planning to publish these things. It can be regarding the number of amount of data that can be collected, or can be regarding many hindrances, and all these things can be mentioned very clearly. So I hope I had. So this is a very simple discussion regarding a few areas in which you can actually excel. So I would like to conclude my session by telling this. So if you are having any doubts, please do ask me any clarifications regarding whatever that I have presented. I'd like to take the questions. I'd like to take a few questions. I'd like to take the questions from the audience. If there is any questions that you would like to ask, you can share it with the panel members so I can address the doubts also. Is there any other clarifications? I would like to take the clarifications. I can like Q&A session. We can do that. And I'll also be sharing the slides with the coordinators. So you are always free to ask regarding the slides. I'll be sharing it to the coordinators. I understand there are no questions from the audience. So I hand over the session to ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Your powers and insights are truly illuminating. Gratitude can transform common days into Thanksgiving, turn routine jobs into joy, and change ordinary opportunities into blessing. I now request Pratiksha ma'am to propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening to one and all present here. As we mark to the end of today's session, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Amlin David, Sir, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, St. Kitts College of Engineering. Your presence in this enlightening occasion and your perception was truly valuable. I extend my cordial gratitude to our program coordinator, Dr. V. Deepa ma'am, for instigating this conclave. I thank our HOD, Dr. Chitra Srinivasan ma'am, VP Admin and Academics sir, and our Dean sir for their support in organizing this interesting 3 weeks research methodology course. And Finally, I thank all research scholars and faculties for their involvement. This session is a grand success. Once again, I thank you all for your presence and your dedication today. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
We are at the end of the session. The Department of Accounting and Finance at SRM Ramapuram once again reaffirms its commitment to nurturing a robust research culture that that aligns with global standards. I thank everyone who has participated for their time and dedication in attending this conference. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am, for the invite, ma'am.